So this is my deductive outline for Swoboda's class. The topic of my deductive sermon would be downward mobility. The text is Philippians 2, 6 through 8. The form statement, or the focus statement I've written as the focus of this message is to draw attention to the path of Christ in which we're encouraged to follow. And the function behind this is largely rooted in my audience. My audience would be post-college individuals that have been largely given the myth that happiness and fulfillment and the good life lies in upward mobility. However, in Paul's text in Philippians 2, we see otherwise, and I would hope to draw that out in that contrast. The structure is largely based on alliteration. I have 4 Ds that I would structure the sermon around. The first D is that we're called to duplicate Christ's mind. The text starts out saying that we should have the very same attitude as that of Christ Jesus. So we are not told that Jesus was God and so we're off the hook. We don't have to follow him. Paul says, no, like we are called to imitate him. So what he then goes on to say has the assumption that we're called to duplicate that. So we're called to duplicate Christ's mindset, and then he says we're called to deny our claims and rights. Because it says that Jesus, though being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped or taken advantage of. If there's one person who has some level of inalienable rights, it's God, but Jesus did not use those. Now, these young men and women are largely told that they have certain rights that they have access to, and so Paul is inviting them to lay it down. The third D is that we're called to descend, so we're called to follow Jesus all the way down, and that ties into the fourth D, is that we're called to die. So while the world says that we're called to go up and achieve, Jesus instead is called to, or we, following Jesus, are called to descend, and we're called to die. So the conclusion is not that suicide, but instead is martyrdom, perhaps a living martyrdom, but a place in which we let go of our lives and any sorts of rights that we have for Christ's sake.